Washington almost had a completely different capital. At one point, lawmakers tried to move it to Vancouver, and it almost worked. In 1853, when Washington Territory was created, the governor Isaac Stevens had to pick the capital, and he chose Olympia. And why he chose Olympia was because it was on the Puget Sound. It made an easy transport for people to go to and from there, and it was perfect for trade. And it was one of the biggest towns at the time anyway, so it already had infrastructure built up there. So it had stores, docks, hotels, and everything that you needed for a town to be sustainable, and it even had a sort of government there. But in the late 1850s, politicians were pushing for Vancouver instead. Some reasons for them choosing to want it to be Vancouver is because it was founded in 1824 by the Hudson Bay Company. It had a strong economic and trade location, being on the Columbia River, and it was close to Oregon, so you already had trade routes there, easily accessible. But it wasn't chosen for specific geographical reasons, it was more of a political reason. And the politics behind it pretty much were lawmakers wanted Vancouver to be the capital. So for that to happen, they made a deal that Seattle would get a university and Port Townsend would get a penitentiary. So in December of 1860, they were able to push this referendum, I guess you would say, through the courts and get it to confirm that Vancouver was the capital. But through several sessions in 1860 and 1861, they put through a referendum where they would have basically the population choose where the capital was going to be. And then that vote also passed. So you had these two referendums happening at the same time. So on July 8th of 1861, the vote referendum occurred and Olympia won. In December of 1861, a territorial Supreme Court found that the act making Vancouver the capital was void. So the vote referendum took precedent. And then when Washington became a state in 1889, they held another referendum vote to choose the capital, and then Olympia won again. So that's how Washington almost had Vancouver as the capital instead of Olympia. Thank you for watching, and if you have any other interesting comments about Washington, leave them in the comments below. Thank you.